Hello, everybody.
Oh, one already. Oh.
Goofy. We are live. I'm making sure we're up on our television too. And muted. So, let's see. Papa Z is in the house. We'll wait for a couple more folks to hop in. Donald's here. And we got a lot we're covering today. I'm going to show off some books I got and a couple other products. And then we're going to do a lot of discussion about a cool upcoming project. And you guys get first dibs at input on the future of this project, which I'm also excited about. Mama Z, our shout out from last week. Hello. Actually, I missed your live yesterday while we were playing D&D, but I will catch up with that because you know how I like to eat. Well, we both like to eat. Wolf's Head Forge and Farm. Hello, hello. I tried to win that knife. I was actually trying to win it for Donald, but we'll get there.
You're going to win me something?
I was going to try to win you a little sax knife, yeah.
It's like you love me or something.
We'll give folks a few minutes to get in, and then I'll show off some of the new projects or the new products, I guess, that we got, and then we'll dive into I actually prepared a PowerPoint 15 minutes ago, last minute, for the discussion about the upcoming project for Homesteaders. So I've already shared it everywhere that I plan to share it, so nobody has to worry about that. Hey, Homestead Fresh. That's a new channel name, but I really like that name. Or at least maybe I have seen it before, but welcome. We'll be doing giveaways again soon. Awesome. Yeah, we didn't get as much done today as we wanted, but we have been going live all week for the goats. I've noticed, looking at the hours from the goat cam, that Saturdays appear to give the most hours. So we are going to continue doing goat lives more frequently just for right now to do that kind of like that last punch to get monetized. I think we're like 600 and some hours short. So we're close. We're real close. But hey, Mark, Rolling Homestead and Wild Edibles. Good to see you. I know you've been busy lately too. You have been on like every live I've seen, and you always stop by and visit us. So that's always appreciated. Mark is like my northern brother or something. I'll give 2 more minutes and then we'll start talking about some of the cool stuff that's going on. Some of the things that we've recently received. And let's see, Homestead Fresh says, love the goat cam, sat and watched them while working the other day. Awesome. I really, surprisingly, I'm here at the house, but I'm down in the studio a lot when that goat cam's on, and I'll actually put in my earbuds and listen to my own goat cam while I'm at the house. Which is kind of weird, but again, I'm working, but I like being able to see my goats. So. I see you looking at me.
Hey, I didn't mean it.
Hey, Drops. Wolf's Head said hi to you, by the way.
Someone said hi to me?
Yeah, I don't know why, but yeah. We actually got Donald on the goat cam today, pushing a huge tractor tire in there to let the goats play on it. So I don't think they've figured out what it is yet, but I'm curious to see what they do.
Oh, I know, it was heavy.
And we've got another tractor tire, and we set up the battle ropes today because we're working on getting back into shape. So I'm going to be lifting tires, playing battle ropes, and lifting weights, and playing on the heavy bag, I think, is what I want to do. So I was waiting for one to play dead, right? We had one that was kind of trying to lick their junk and fell over. So that's kind of...
Oh, Leia?
Yeah. She was trying to get to it and fell right over, so... All right, so it's 9:05, so we're going to start talking about some of the cool things that I've received this week. Some of them are like late birthday presents from last week. And then we're going to get into this talk about the presentation. One thing I did want to highlight, Nana's Menagerie. Mama Z, I forgot to put her link. Donald's going to try to beat you to it.
I got her.
But she had a giveaway, and I actually won it. And it was for the Layman's Sapphire Cookbook Collection. So I've been able to look through that. It came like 2 days later after I won it. I was surprised, but I really want this lamp too, but they don't have it. I looked through their website. Where am I at here? And they don't have that lamp on their website. I was kind of annoyed about that. So I really love this lamp, but I've got oil lamps here. So, but anyway, it is a cookbook, and it's apparently all submitted by like their own customers. It's actually got the names of the customers next to it for credit, which is kind of cool. So this, did you do it right? Probably. Yeah, probably. It looks like it's a channel link. So yes, Sherry from Two Family Homestead has a new channel, Nana's Menagerie, and this was a giveaway that she recently did. She's going to be giving away more. They're letting her give away a couple of these, but I did get to win one, and it's pretty stout, and it has like a place to add notes. So if you have things that you want to write down about the recipes, but just to give you a little highlight on some of these recipes, what was one? One of them was the chocolate chip cheese ball. And I was like,
cheese ball.
We were thinking about it. I'm like, that sounds disgusting. Then I was reading it, and the cheese part is cream cheese, not what I would assume is like a cheddar cheese ball. So, but it's got like buffalo chicken dip. It's got, let's look at the desserts real quick. Hawaiian dream cake, like some classic recipes that, you know, people in our niche appreciate. So she will be giving away more of these. Again, Nana's Menagerie. Mama Z and Donald both put the link in there. Check her channel out. Subscribe. She's going to be doing some giveaways. And I was excited to win that. I was dying doing this, actually. So.
And it was funny because they were just talking about you.
Yeah. I forget why, but.
We're talking about something, about winning it, actually. Like,
yeah, about
Crystal
how I
really
wanted
to. It, and then you're here, and then they did the thing, and it landed on.
And it landed on me. Yeah. Thor's Haven. Hello. Hello. Let me see this. Oh, Skinner Farms is in here. Hello. Hello. So another book that I recently received. This was a birthday present from a friend, and it's not necessarily relevant to Homesteaders. I'm going to show it off anyway. But it is Eastern Shore Indians of Virginia and Maryland. I grew up in Maryland. And so this one's been on my wish list for several years, and I just never bought it. But I'm a huge researcher into different religious philosophies, which includes, like, I've even done sweat lodges with some Lakota tribes. Really big into understanding local tribes. So being from Maryland, I always wanted to know more about like the Delaware Indians, the Susquehannock Indians, and stuff like that. So I was really excited about that book. That was a birthday present. And then another birthday present that I got that is relevant for you guys is this book. This is by Rosemary Gladstar. There are links to all of these in the description, by the way. They are Amazon affiliate links. If anybody feels like throwing them in here, that's a mod. Feel free. But you don't have to.
I might let Mama Z do that so that.
Because you're lazy?
So she can win one.
Oh, okay. I see. Anyway, Fire Cider. This is, and I flipped through it basically. Rosemary Gladstar is like one of the grandmothers of modern herbal medicine right now. It has all kinds of different ways to make fire cider in it, which, you know, a lot of us are really big into. I mean, like, there was someone in here that just looked really interesting. Smoky fireside cider. What was that one I was looking at? Hibiscus pomegranate orange cheater fire cider. I mean, every elderberry fire elixir, cold brew. I mean, it goes into some of the history of it. What I really like about this book, though, is that Rosemary and a bunch of other herbalists had to fight to be able to use this name fire cider. There was a company that trademarked it or something because they wanted to, I mean, obviously jump and make money off of usage of the word. And people have been using fire cider as a word for centuries because it's kind of like trying to copyright the word stew. You can't really copyright it because it's a word that everybody just knows to use for certain things. So it was a huge lawsuit, and they were trying to get them to not be able to copyright common words. And then the company countersued them for like $200,000 for how dare they. And Rosemary and them won. And as soon as they won, they released this book. They already had it written. So, you know, we don't have to worry about using these words anymore. We've won that lawsuit. So that's one of the reasons I really wanted to support that book as well.
That's like the Hun, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, there was a woman in Baltimore, because like I'm from Maryland. So, you know, I'm not from Baltimore, but I've been there a lot. There was a woman who owned a restaurant in Baltimore that she copyrighted the word Hun because a lot of people in Baltimore say, hey, Hun, or thanks, Hun, or it's just like a common saying. Not where I come from, it wasn't really common, but so a restaurant owner copyrighted. So nobody could use this word in any kind of Baltimore pride, Maryland pride swag. And so the whole town just like boycott her. And she was actually on what's that Gordon Ramsay show?
Hell's Kitchen?
No, the restaurant one that I like.
Oh, Kitchen Nightmares.
Kitchen Nightmares. She was on that show. There's a whole episode about it, and he actually convinced her, like, the reason that your restaurant's going under, not only because she has this ugly pink flamingo in front of her restaurant, was because that she betrayed the town by taking that away from them. So it was kind of the same idea. It's a good episode if you want to. I mean, I like watching that show, but whatever. 2 common words can't be copyrighted unless it's Facebook. Yeah. And that's always going to be the struggle. There's always going to be people. There was a company, Thor's Haven or Wolf's Head might remember. It was actually within the last year or two that it became a big thing. A company, it might have been Grimfrost in Europe, copywrote some kind of northern Viking word. And a lot of the people in the United States flipped out about it because it was common words, but I don't remember what it was. I'll have to see.
It was Grimfrost.
I think it was Grimfrost. I'm pretty sure it was. I just don't remember what it was that they copyright. But they explained why they did it. They didn't do it for the United States. It was just in the UK. And I think it was to prevent like white supremacists from using the word. I don't know what it was. It was something weird. Anyway, so another thing I've recently bought, because I have psoriasis on a patch of my leg. Like it's not like I don't have it everywhere like some people that have psoriasis. They'll get it on like their head or their ears. I'm very fortunate with that. But I went ahead and I purchased some yellow beeswax, and then I invested in some Manuka honey from New Zealand because I'm ready to tackle it and get rid of it. So I'm getting some herbs and some lavender oil, and I'm going to make a kind of like a Neosporin, but for skin issues. It's going to have like calendula and comfrey in it. So I'll probably do a video of that when I do it. But those came today too, so I'm kind of excited about that. Reed Elsevier went after me years ago for parody names of LexisNexis. Wow. Yeah, so these are the links for the honey and beeswax that people are posting of what I just purchased. So duck's going to fly away because it's still... Oh. CGM, hello. You love the tire in the middle of the yard. We actually have like 5 or 6 tires in various parts of our yard. Dad plants in them a lot. And then we have one that we saved because we're starting to work out again. So we're going to be doing a lot of heavy lifting, battle ropes, tractor tires, stuff like that. So those are the cool products. Again, they're all linked in the Amazon affiliate links below if you want to check any of them out. Except this one. This is the only one that wasn't an Amazon link. And I don't know if Layman's does an affiliate program anyway. I did tag them on Instagram and Facebook, so we'll see. Maybe they'll give me a way to be affiliate. I don't know. You would love to see more foraging and natural remedy videos. Yes, that is one thing that I've been really wanting to do. Like the video I put out last night, it was more, and I don't know how many of you like put like a hand emoji if you watched the video that we put out last night. It was really a fun video for me because I wanted to try something a little bit more cinematic. Donald really liked it in a weird way. He said it gave him chills listening to my voice.
It gave me chills, and then yeah, it just gave me chills. I'm just gonna.
That's all you're gonna say. Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say. Family friendly.
So it was fun, and we want to do more of those in addition to some educational stuff on soil and herbs and remedies and things. That's what I would like to do on our channel. I'm not really big, like we'll do some gardening how-to things, but there's so many people out there doing that right now, and we're certainly not experts at all. So we're just going to focus on things that we're passionate about, I think, is the kind of direction we're going to go with the channel. I didn't get to see it, but I'll definitely check into it. It's short too. It's only like 4 minutes long, but I don't know. I had fun with it. I really enjoyed doing it. And it's actually gotten a lot more views than I thought it would. You know, it's only 24 hours old right now, but let me catch up on comments real quick. We finally agreed I'd let the domain names expire if he did nothing else, or I would turn them into naughty sites. That's funny. Skinner Farms, did we get meat birds yet? We have them on order. They should be here not next week, the week after, I think, right? May 4th, May 5th. Is that right?
May 5th, yeah.
May 5th. We will have our meat birds, and we'll do a video. I mean, we'll still do vlog style videos. Our goal with the channel is to be more lifestyle with some education, I think. We're still trying to figure all that out, so we'll see. I did see the Naked Gardeners happen, right?
Yeah.
I think, yes. Make sure I say hi to everybody. Hello, Naked Gardeners. Still have to watch Been So Busy. Yeah, so there's the video that we put out, and it was fun. CGM says, I haven't seen you play guitar in a million years, so I had to pick my own now. Half decent. By the time the Canadian borders open, I will be professional. Yeah, we're waiting because we're only about 600 and some hours short for monetization now. Once we are monetized, I'll start playing guitar again on the lives. We're just not, I just constantly get copyright claims. So any hours during those lives won't count for monetization. So we will get there. It's just right now I'm kind of keeping it chill. I'm hoping I think we put on Facebook, and I'm going to keep throwing it out there, by June 1st is when we're setting a goal. That's when we would like to be monetized by. So if you like running our channel, you're welcome to. If you come help us with butchering, we will watch more videos. I would love to. I love butchering. I have never butchered a bull. It's always small game. Like we do rabbits, chickens, turkeys.
I won't be doing the turkeys no
He
more.
won't do turkeys no more. Yeah, turkey. Donald didn't realize the first time that I had him butcher a turkey that they can kick like a mule.
So when we say turkey, what she means is an emu. This damn thing was a damn ostrich.
It was a 40-pound turkey.
That's how big it was.
It was a 40-pound turkey after I butchered it. I mean, it was massive, but we made him butcher it. It was for his first time.
I had to hold it down.
Yeah, he had to hold it down once we chopped the head off.
And then once that happened, it was like riding a bull.
Yeah, it was funny. Just do a brand account and do it on that channel. Like what do you mean by a brand account? Like a separate YouTube account? Because I really don't want to create another one for this, to be honest. I've already got 3 more YouTube accounts or channels I'm about to start once I get into a routine with this one. So.
And it hurt.
Did it hurt?
It hurt.
It hurt.
My pride.
Hurt your pride. I showed you how it was done.
With the first one?
Yeah.
The first one I think was a weak one. I think it was like on its way out already. Mine was like rocky.
You had the rocky turkey?
Mine was in its prime. I think mine killed the one you were holding down.
No.
I think that's what happened.
I think you're just a wuss. Brand accounts. I explained it on one of my videos. Okay, I'll check it out. I have seen branded accounts. As far as like one of the organizations that I help run has I'm like listed on their account because they're a branded account. So multiple people could log in and make edits, but I honestly have no issues with doing the type of content that we want to do on this channel because that's what we're here for. They live for hours after severing their CNS. I remember as a kid when we would chop the heads off chickens and watching the dogs run off with the heads and stuff that were still moving. Brand, not branded. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, I literally have created those for other organizations before. So I know what they are. I just don't see, I'm not entirely sure. And maybe I'll just talk to you privately about it. What relevance or what need we would have for it with our channel, if that makes sense. So I'll talk to you about it. You might have some ideas that I'm just not visually thinking of right now. Down Under, hey, how are you? And actually, if you want drops, I don't know if you have Facebook, if you could just message me, maybe we can, or Instagram, maybe we can message back and forth some ideas. That might help. All right, so it's 9:22. So I'm going to go ahead and start the conversation, and I'm actually going to do a screen share of what we're doing. Actually, was there anything else that I needed to upload? I don't think so. Oh, I'm going to show you guys real quick. For those of you that didn't watch the video from last night, check out how beautiful.
I know.
No.
Oh.
This violet jelly was. This is my first time ever making it. It was so gorgeous. And then I did dandelion jelly too. And people keep telling me, or at least in the recipes I saw, oh yeah, you need to add yellow food dye to make it yellow. And I'm like, that looks pretty golden to me. So no, I'm not going to do that. All right, so let's get into the screen share. I want to share this screen. There we go. So what I wanted to talk about is I'm developing a new project. It's been in development for a while. So this is why I'm talking about it now, because we want to kind of get it more out there to people and get more people involved, get some more insight on additional features. Because once we're done what we've been doing so far, you know, when we launch it, you know, it's going to be in beta stage. So it's a project that I think would be beneficial to a lot of what we're all doing. And I've gotten a lot of really good feedback. We've got a pretty decent sized group of people that have been giving ideas or just participating in a group where they can share their links without worrying about limitations like in some of these other groups. So it's called the Homesteaders Hub or Homestead Hub. It's homesteadershub.com, which is literally just a templated website right now, but it is a website where you can submit your ideas through the contact form for now, or just sign up for the mailing list to get announced when it is live. And we're going to go over some of the details on it really quick. So what are the goals of the Homesteaders Hub? One of the things that we really wanted to do is create a message board or a forum that is for categorized discussions that may not necessarily be permittable on Facebook. I'm still up in the air about whether or not like politics gets so volatile. I don't want to censor, but I also don't want to create the environment that happened on Facebook with politics. So I may have like a separate discussion board for politics, but I don't want that to be any kind of meat and potatoes in this at all, because it just gets so bad. Another thing that it's going to have is a directory. This is kind of the meat and potatoes of the group. Yeah, no politics. I really don't want politics. I honestly don't want religion either, but I know that there's a lot of homesteaders in there that are really big on religious discussion. So again, I don't want to censorship, but I think all of that needs to be in its own place. And one thing I didn't add to this, I mean, we're going to have a directory of homesteads. It'll have your name, website link, YouTube, Amazon or store links, social media, logo, a list of products or expertise. Like if you have a certain expertise, like Big Bear Homestead's expertise is trapping and predator control. But I'm also thinking about making it more like a social network as well. So you can actually connect with people, kind of like on Facebook. You have your own personal wall of things that you would post, not necessarily just in the form. So I didn't add that to this list yet because I'm still pondering it, but I am thinking about making it kind of like a homesteader social network as well. And again, politics and religion could also just be on people's individual feeds. So if it is like a social network, then, you know, post all you want on your own feed, but keep it out of the forums. That may be the direction I go. I think that's a good compromise. Now that you guys are kind of talking about it, I think that would be very useful. And again, if anybody else is interested in helping out with this project as well, let me know. You know, I'm open for discussions about all of that. Another thing is an event listing. This is one of my biggest complaints right now with the way things are set up now. Like there's so many groups that have so many different events listed. There's no one location to know, okay, what are the conferences coming up? What are the festivals, gatherings, and things like that. So I definitely want an event listing where people can submit events, edit events, change events. Even the live schedules, I think, is an issue. I never know when people are live and then they change it. So if you can log into your own account and adjust your live time at any given point, then it automatically updates the website. That's, I think, the best way to do it rather than have one person constantly updating some list of events or something like that. I'm trying to make this as user-friendly as possible. So moving on. So stats. This is something that I think it would help. A lot of people might not like this feature, but I really want a way to find out if a channel can update how many hours they need. I don't know that I can pull this information automatically from YouTube. I'll have to check, but I think it would be nice to know, okay, there's 5 channels that are only 100 hours away from getting monetized. So now I know to go to this list and just start running these channels. So again, a little bit of automation. It lets people support other homesteaders, especially ones that are on YouTube. I think that would honestly be a nice feature to have on a website because I never know who's trying to get. I know Wolf's Head's trying to get hours. I know Wide Family Farm's trying to get hours. We're trying to get hours, but you never know who all is trying to get hours. So I think that would be a neat feature. Highlights. I plan to just have a randomized link. It just pulls a random homesteader to highlight on the homepage and also a random Amazon affiliate link. And the reason that is sometimes people, you know, I'm about to go do shopping. Who has an Amazon link type of thing? And rather than have to ask that, they can just go to the site and click, you know, any Amazon link and it's going to support a homesteader. So that's a feature that I think would just be a nice little quirky, useful option. That would make my binge watch decisions a lot easier. Yeah. And then educational articles. I thought kind of like a medium.com where you can write articles about a certain topic and then obviously they would be attributed to you as an author. And I kind of want to figure out a way to make them monetized as well. It probably won't happen right away, but I think it would be nice if, you know, eventually through ad income or whatever, that we could then, you know, pay people to write these articles and have that as an available resource in the homesteading community. And it allows you to kind of show that you're an authority about a certain topic as well. Drop says you would have to have them connect their account with an API. Yeah, so that's something I might have to work on a little bit more in detail. So I might just pull you in on this a little bit, Drops, and get your input or something as well. So moving on a little bit more. So Homesteaders Hub. These are some of the ways that I'm also going to be bringing in money to pay for this. Some of the work that we're doing. The hosting. I mean, I already have hosting. I'll be hosting it on my hosting platform that I do But I do have some Homesteaders Hub swag, so you'll be able to buy t-shirts and things like that. If you want to support the hub, that's one way you could do it. Website ads, we probably will allow website ads, but only for related companies. Like, you know, it would be great if TSE or something like that would sponsor or purchase an ad on the site. And then any homesteaders, I think it should be, if you have the funds and you want to highlight your homestead, then you should be able to advertise on there. It shouldn't just be big companies that are selling products. So I think that would be an option. And then a homesteaders Etsy. Someone mentioned something about that before. I really like the idea. You could list all of your items that you sell. Obviously, we'd get a small portion, probably not as much as Etsy does, but I see no reason why we couldn't have one central store of homesteader products. So that's going to be a big thing that I think would be useful on the site as well. So if you sell anything, if you make salves or, want to sell your, I don't know, your plants or herbs or something. I mean, there's all kinds of options you could sell. But I think a homesteader's Etsy would be a cool option as well. Are these Darrens behaving in the chat? I can't tell. And then moving on a little bit more, one request that was brought in was homeschooling support, where people can get help from certified teachers with getting started. This was something that Yellow Rose Homestead suggested because Stacy over there is a teacher. Like, that's part of her background. And I think having a place for file shares and support is a good idea. And it doesn't necessarily have to just be for homeschooling. It could be for other things that I haven't thought of that, not just in a forum network, but a file sharing network as well. And then localized connections. This was a requested item from discussions that we've had in the group. I think Misty has already posted a link to the group. If she wants to post it again, there is a Facebook group you can join for this. If you have ideas or want to participate, or if you just want to start being a part of that community, it's got about 200 and some members right now, and I haven't even advertised it yet. So this is my first time really speaking openly about it. And then if you want to find homesteaders that are local to you, I want this to be entirely optional though, because some people are a little, I don't know, what do you call it? Not queasy about it, but they don't like showing their location. They're a little bit more private. So this would be completely optional if you want to show up in a Google map that shows, these are the homesteaders that are local to me. Yeah, there's the link Mama Z posted. And if you want to join to be a part of the conversation, that would be great. So what else? This is basically what other ideas do people have that they think would be good. They can be discussed here. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing since that's the last slide. But if you have some ideas, we certainly love to have them like in the group. If you go to homesteadershub.com, you can sign up for the mailing list. There's a form you just put in your email address. And then once it's in beta for testing and signing up and stuff, you can go ahead and we'll notify you when that happens. And then you can add your homestead and all of your items and stuff. So it's a massive project, but it's one that I really want to undertake and see what happens. If it flops, it flops. It's not costing me really anything. If there's anything I have to purchase, then if I can't use it on the Homesteaders Hub, I'll use it somewhere else. I've got other directories and stuff that I already run, so it's not a big deal. Etsy's easy to pull. And I actually don't want to pull an Etsy. I want to create an Etsy clone, essentially. Etsy has some questionable practices and some questionable fees. So I'm actually going to create something similar to Etsy, but not Etsy itself. So if people want to pull off Etsy entirely and just be on the Homesteaders Hub, that would be perfectly fine. I don't think they'd want to do that for a while because obviously we have to build up the marketing for Homesteaders Hub and get more of an audience. But eventually, maybe it'll be big enough for homesteaders, like people know this is where I would go, that they wouldn't have to be on Etsy anymore. Depending on what they sell, I guess. Some people might still want to be on Etsy because people do get on Etsy to search for soap. For soap.
That's where I go. That's where I go for my soap.
I go for my soap. For soap on Etsy that aren't homesteaders. So I was talking to one of my clients about it. I've done directories like this, like for Homesteaders, or because I've done directories like this before for business networking groups and local here in Gettysburg, but I'm not sure if you're talking about like for Homesteaders or not. We always kind of behave, but do you really? But do you really? I know you too well. Sir, you were at my New Year's Eve thing. I know you too well. The Darrens. You know, I feel like this could be a comedy, like sitcom with the Darrens. And neither one of them are American. That's what cracks me up. They are on complete opposite ends of the globe. None of them are American, and they just crack us all up, all of us Americans. So. Too many cheap junk knives on Etsy. Yeah. Like, I would imagine they're more like ceremonial. Or what do you call it when it's not a real knife? It's a decorative, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Something like that. You're a cheap junk knife? I mean, cheap, but... So again, if you guys join that group, sign up for the mailing list if you want. If you want to be a part of the ground floor of deciding the different features for this, we'd love to have you. We've already got a lot of people in the group that are discussing ideas. So, but already in this discussion, I've already decided, or I think it's a good idea to keep the politics and the religion on personal timelines and not in the forum. So you guys are already helping. Look at that. Put her in timeout.
That ends up usually backfiring.
Yeah. But yeah, it actually didn't take as long as I thought it would be to discuss. So what else has been going on, Donald?
That's it.
Yeah. You should tell them about the job you're applying for. I mean, it's still at your work, but
I'll wait until see if that happens.
What, like, whether you get it or that you're applying? Because you are applying, right?
Yeah.
You can talk about that.
But I'll wait to see if I get it.
Oh my god.
Then I'll be like, hey, this is what I did.
Girl, I hate that term. What term? Wall hanger? I'm missing something here.
Fantasy knife?
Fantasy knife? Oh, fantasy. He doesn't like fantasy. I had an ex that had an issue with the word moist.
Moist.
He hated that word. Moist.
Especially he hated it with like, it's a moist cake.
Moist cake.
Because it made it sound dirty.
I don't know that I have any words that annoy me. I'll tell you what sound annoys me though, is Court licking anything. Like in the middle of the night, he just starts. And I'm like, oh. That annoys me. But I don't think I have a word. Do you guys have a word that annoys you? Like moist.
Poop classer? That already annoys me.
Poop classer? Wait, what is a poop classer?
I don't know. Someone who classes poops? That's a sticky poop.
That's disgusting. There was a TikTok of a guy who was taking all the different types of poop after you eat food, and he was acting out what they were like. Do you remember that guy?
Who?
The guy that for the Taco Bell poop, he literally like ran across the screen, and then there was some other, I don't remember what it was, but he was acting out what the poops were like. No, the Taco Bell was like, it was really loud and falling all over the place, like, you know how they're loud and fast. And I know you watched this.
I don't remember it.
Ugh, whatever.
I remember the guy that did the animals and the guy that did the dogs.
Yeah.
I don't remember
I don't know. If you guys aren't on TikTok, you're missing out on so much great, phenomenal content. And I love that it's short. I hate watching long videos. So, although there is talk that TikTok might be increasing their videos to 3 minutes rather than 1 minute. So, there will probably be longer videos, which is an option for people that are looking for other ways to get an audience. You can probably do longer videos on TikTok soon. So that's useful. Naturally on C, I am so glad you are here, and you'll find out later why. I don't have one word, but I can't stand mispronounced words. Let me tell you.
Like soap?
Soap? I'm going to wash me with some soap. I mispronounce words sometimes. I'm trying to think of one. Well, Donald and I had an agreement when he first moved up here that we both had to change the way we said one word.
I will agree. Yep.
And the word that he made me change how I say it, because I used to call it pecan, was pecan. I have to say it as pecan now. And then his word was caramel, which around here is caramel.
So I say caramel.
And I say pecan.
And she says pecan.
So we negotiated. I can't stand caramel. And he hates that. What's that band, the Chicken Fry?
Zac Brown Band.
Zac Brown Band. When
I
they
like
say,
the band, but when they talk about
sweet tea, pecan pie, homemade wine, where the peaches grow. He hates that. Yes, you are my favorite, delicious. I can't pronounce anything. Watch me with my R's as well. 2 credits. I added that one tomorrow. What are y'all talking about with credits?
Audible.
Oh, okay. Dude, I've been listening to this book called The Lost Apothecary.
And it's making me nervous as hell.
Well, we were talking about it last week on the live. It's about a woman in the 1700s who poisons men that abuse their women.
Well, I don't abuse my women, but just poisoning men.
And it's pretty good so far. It's my first book that's fiction that I've read in a while because I'm a reference material fanatic. That's all I read. And I'm like, you know what? I'd really like to enjoy a fantasy novel again because I haven't read one in so many years, and I'm enjoying it. I have to do it in audiobook format right now because I'm so busy. So I just listen to it while I'm in the shower, listen to it while I'm washing dishes. If I need a break mentally from coding, I'll sit on my couch in the studio and listen to it a little bit. So that's kind of nice. I don't like it when people say Pacific instead of specific, or someone will say axe. Yes, my family does both of those. It's pretty awful. I like to axe a question. What? Did you get mad at it that you want to axe it? Sleep with one eye open. Take care, Thor's Haven. Thank you for stopping by. Oh, and we are planning to do a course soon on soil. We're not sure when it's going to be, but I've convinced Donald to put together like a series of courses on soil building through like the scientific methods behind everything as well. So I'll keep you guys posted on that, but it's gonna be a little bit yet. We have to come up. I told him he needs to come up with an hour's worth of content for the first one and see how that does, and then we'll move on to more. Hey, dumpster diving Mo, how have you been? And I have marketing courses that I do already that I'm going to do more of. So if anybody's interested in that kind of stuff, let me know. Do I need a practice group? Practice group for?
No. Are you talking about for poisoning people? D, what are you doing?
I don't think so. I think she's talking about your class.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Let's see what else we got going on. So yeah, we're getting meat chickens in about 2 weeks. We don't start planting direct in the ground here until after Mother's Day. So 3rd week in May, essentially, is when we're going to actually start planting, which we got a lot to prepare before then. So tonight we're doing a bunch of planting after the live, tomatoes and things that we meant to do last week that didn't get done. So that's kind of our focus right now is strictly garden and business, but business. Scanner Farm says, I have my chicken feathers and some other stuff like chicken poop and stuff from when I change out the bedding including pine shavings. How long do I need to let it set before using it?
Before using it for what?
Probably on the garden.
Like as a
It's at least 6 months. If it's got chicken poop in it, right? Like it depends on.
Yeah. So if the chicken poop
How
is
much chicken
fairly fresh, because it's considered a hot manure, that means it'll burn your plants. So
Dee said she would help practice poisoning people.
so you were talking about that. Bad juju.
We know where my ex lives, right?
Yeah, that I would just go and put it into a compost. That's the
hot compost or a cool compost.
You can do either. If you do a hot compost and you're what's the word I'm thinking of?
I don't know how you think. He says it's from last fall, so it should be fine. It's been 6 months, right?
If is it from last fall? Like, did you take it out of the coop last fall?
I was gonna mix it with the mulch pile I told you about last week.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Do that.
Yes, down under. Yeah, I'll message it to you. I also have a form on my website. If one of my mods want to post my digital agency website, there's actually a form you can sign up for hosting direct. Has all the information, goes directly into the payment, and then lets you choose what package you want, lets you know what you get for it and stuff like that. If you wanted to do it that way, that would be fine. It's under the web hosting option. Actually, Big Bear's transferred over too recently. And they I actually created a custom package for them because they just wanted to do 3 years in advance. And I only had like monthly, quarterly, yearly, and they wanted to do 3 years. I'm like, all right, 3 years, here you go. So I just created it. Oh, look, I got 2 people posting it. Yes. Oh, yeah. Donald, where are you on Gabe's course? Tell us about Gabe Brown's soil course.
Okay. So I started the Gabe Brown, technically, so it's the Soil Health Academy.
Oh.
Is what it's called. And I'm going to tell you right now, you can find 90% of the information from his talks and his books. Dead serious. So funny story. I finished the videos because it's all video. It's like 12 videos or 11 videos. The first 2 are introductory videos. The last one is what do you get when you not editorial, testimonials. Testimonials on how Regen Ag is great. So 3 of the videos are just get them out of there. They shouldn't even be there.
You did, D. Sorry, go ahead.
What?
I was answering something else.
Oh, yeah. So yes, it is 100% not worth the $500 that you had to pay for. They sent me an email asking if I would write a testimonial once I finished the course. And I said, you asked for it.
He told him.
But I keep my mouth quiet unless you ask me to give you my opinion. So I told them it basically I can get the same information from their own talks on YouTube for free. I'm basically paying you to show me the same stuff. And then I said, this to me is a scam.
I was surprised he said that, but he did say that. I saw the email.
Because to me it was a scam. You're selling me on Regen Ag. So I'm having to, if I had to buy it, you already sold it to me. You already sold me on it. So give me information on how to implement it. Not, let me resell it to you again. There's still a couple of things that you can look at because they have some kind of weird system where it's a video system, and through the videos, these side things pop up that you can do more research with. But the majority of them were articles and other videos that support how Regen Ag is great.
Yeah, it's basically a sales course to sell you on regenerative agriculture, which we're already sold. We signed up for it. We want the information. We want to do this. And all you're doing is selling us again on why it's great. So what I told Donald to do, because $500 is a lot of money for us to invest in something that was absolutely not worth it, is I told Donald, all right, you should develop either a series of courses or a 1-hour course on the actual scientific, useful information for people to utilize in building their own soil. And we sell it for $10 a head or something. And you get 100 people interested or even 50 people interested, and you make your money back. And then you utilize that as, once it's done as a live webinar or a live class, and you're getting feedback from people that are attending the class, you can upgrade it, change things. I'll create the documents, all nice little pretty format worksheets. And then you put that on a website as a webinar that people can then sign up for at any time later down the road. So he can make his money back with his knowledge for the course, but we don't recommend signing up for it.
I got a response.
Oh yeah, he did get a response.
By Gabe Brown. So the first email wasn't from Gabe Brown, it was from the actual CEO of Soil Health Academy. And then so Gabe Brown responded, and he was basically saying, hey, thanks for sending us the testimonial. We just wanted to let you know that we take every comment seriously, especially yours, because you're basically the first one that gave us a negative comment. And then continue to mansplain, basically, on why.
This is why we call it Regen 101.
This is why we call it Regen 101, and it's for new people, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, your marketing sucks. So no one's finding Soil Health Academy on their own. They're going there from your videos, which you're telling them again in the academy, and that's online school. So, yeah.
Did you ever respond to him?
No, I'm letting it sit.
Yeah, because it kind of pissed him off. Like
it ticked me off a lot.
It made him feel, well, you're an idiot for signing up for the course. Then is what it kind of felt like.
Yeah.
And I mean, we still respect Gabe Brown immensely for his knowledge, and he's a great speaker. He's got that very soothing voice,
I love his speaking.
And he's so knowledgeable. It's just the course that we have an issue with. Like it's sold as something completely different, and it's not sold as anything that's useful, and certainly not something that's worth $500. So
yeah. We
don't recommend it.
So I'll be responding probably about a week.
He's got to simmer down.
I got to simmer down, and I got to actually write it. And he basically did the same thing. It's just most people are going to be looking at this, and I'm like, yeah, but I just told you I got the same exact information just from looking through your YouTube videos. There was I think there was one video that I didn't see yet, but I'm probably pretty certain I can search it in YouTube specifically for that video and find it.
But to me, that shows that there is an opportunity that's not being filled, because the only other option, I don't know if Ray Archuleta has a course or not, or if he's part of this.
He's part of it.
Okay.
He is part of it.
So you've got an online course through Gabe Brown that's $500. You've got a possible in-person scenario with Greg Judy, which you have to be there, which is in Missouri, and we're not anywhere near that and never going to be anytime soon. Or you've got a $5,000 course through Elaine Ingram, who, we want to take that course. So there's no middle ground here, and there's no even like a lower level that's worth it. Like the $500 wasn't worth it. So to me, that's a prime opportunity for Donald to create that. And I can help build that.
And here's another issue that I have right now. So they're looking at making more courses. This is just the first course that they started. Is for the online. They have the in-person one, which I'm not going to North Dakota to do in person. But they have the Regen Ag 101, and then it's going to build off courses or more courses off of that. But when you sign up for the first one for $500, you only have access to that stuff for a year.
You don't get permanent access,
and you have to re-up a membership fee. I think it's like $100 to $150
every year
to continue having access.
So you pay the 500, and then 100 every year after that, and then more money for the additional courses.
Yeah. So
that is kind of scammy. I'm sorry. Like even Rosemary Gladstar, I'm taking her herbal course because it was on discount in January. I get at least 3 years access to that material, and I can download it all. And it's pretty in-depth and detailed so far. I'm loving it. So
yeah, I got to get Greg Judy's second book. I got his first book, but I have to get his second book.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have an online course. He has, I think he does 2 courses a year in person. One in like March-ish, maybe March or May, one of the two, and then one in September. I would love to go one of those, but they're like $2,500, like $1,500 to $2,500 for the weekend.
Yeah, 𝙒𝘋 points out you just by watching their videos for free on YouTube or other platforms, you learn what they teach in those courses, and that's the truth. That's
exactly what it was. Like I said, it was 90% of everything they had in there.
Did you see TJ Miller's thing? Has 𝙒𝙃𝙄𝙄𝙇 wrote a book yet? I don't know.
That's what I was getting ready to look up.
Okay.
I don't think he has.
Did you see what Darren said? He said, Gabe is awesome speaker, but I'd rather do a Donald course. Aw.
I'd rather do a Donald course.
You're a Donald course.
Well, yeah.
All right, I'm catching up on comments here. So drops. We'll be in touch by email. I have done membership sites. I think the last one I did was prenetworking.net. But this will probably be, it'll be a little similar to that, I guess.
Oh, this right here just reminded me. One of their tags in one of the videos for the Gabe Brown course is when you're watching the video, they talk about Kiss the Ground, the movie that they made or helped make. Well, that's one of their extra research items. A little tag on the side.
And just go watch this movie.
Go watch this movie. It'll tell you more about it. And I'm like,
I've already watched that movie.
It's
free
it's
out
not
there.
Even it wasn't created for this course.
Yeah.
They're just linking to other stuff.
It's basically like they've created over the course of years 30 videos through discussions, public talks, and movies. And then, all right, we're just going to put all these videos in one big package and call it a course and charge $500 for it, when you could just go and search for all of these for free.
Yeah, I don't think 𝙒𝙃𝙄𝙄𝙇 actually has a book. I think he has a lot of articles that he's
yeah, you do get a lot of misinformation on YouTube, but I think a lot of people kind of already have the certain authors and speakers established, like Gabe Brown, Greg Judy, 𝙒𝙃𝙄𝙄𝙇, Joel Salatin. We already know that some of these names are vetted resources for learning how to farm certain ways that are more beneficial to the earth and building grass and building soil. So for them, I can understand, you can go and look for these free videos and stuff. For someone like Donald, he's not established. So for him, he's going to have to, and this is something, as someone who is, how am I going to put this? I'm an ordained priest, and in order to reach that status, I had to do courses that had to be cited, like legit research papers, in order to accomplish that. So for Donald, he's going to have to do the research and do the extra work to get that information vetted for his course, because he's not a well-known name. Now that would eventually build up as he puts out more material and does talks and does videos and things like that. But to start, he's going to have to vet himself, and we're going to have cited articles and information. So that will be part of that course as well. And then people can go down the rabbit hole with the citations to find out where that information came from. So TJ Miller says, if you do a course, make sure part of it's for us who garden on a small scale. Yes. And that's the other thing that's missing.
I just answered that.
Well, answer it here.
Well, you were talking. I didn't want to talk over you.
Well, I stopped talking.
So now what? So yeah. So that's what I would actually focus on, is small scale soil building. Like no one talks about lawns, for instance.
At all.
And one of the biggest issues that I've discovered through research and whatnot is, well, for instance, everyone targets wastewater plants and water plants for nutrient removal. They get more and more strict. That's what I do, and it's just getting more and more and more strict on getting it lower and lower, which makes us, to get lower, we're now being forced to use chemicals to get down that low. And I'm talking low, like we have to get less than 0.3 milligrams per liter of phosphorus. That's max. If you can get under that, you're not in violation. 3 milligrams per liter or less of nitrogen. That's minute. And then you got big farm acres, like 200, 300, 3,000 acre farms. They're limited on how much they can buy on fertilizer and nutrients. They have to have a license and all that stuff. But lawns, suburbia, they have the access to the exact same chemicals and fertilizers that farmers have.
And it's unregulated.
Unregulated, and you don't need a license. There's no limit to how much you can put in. So now you get all this fertilizer going on. Lawns are kept too short.
So the water runs off.
So the water compacts up, runs off with that excess nutrients, and then you have all these, and there's half of the property is impervious structures or surfaces. So now the soil you do have has to allow enough water infiltration, double than what it should, to compensate for the impervious structures, which are not. So almost every water is going to be run off. And that's what I want to focus on.
Take care, CGM. We love you. Yeah. So I don't think people realize how much just residential homes or the suburban communities actually put damage into the water system because of all the lawns that are being sprayed with stuff. And it all goes down into these sewer systems or whatever, and it all just flushes out eventually. But it's a major contributor. It's not just CFOs or big plants and stuff. Like homes do a lot of damage and people don't realize it.
And here's something that people don't realize either. A lot of stormwater that goes into, like a lot of your drains you see on the side of roads, okay? Those are stormwater drains. They actually connect to water plants, not wastewater. Water plants cannot get rid of a lot of those nutrients. It's mainly through wastewater that we focus on nutrient removal. Mm-hmm. Water plants do a lot of sedimentation, settling, and they douse the crap out of it with fluoride, chlorine, to make it drinkable. So a lot of those nutrients will go pass through, and then they just get back into whatever body of water they're being discharged into.
How big of a problem are wet wipes, Donald?
How big of a problem are wet wipes?
Yes, TJ Miller's asking.
Okay, so there's a thing called pre-screening in the wastewater, and they're just screens. They're like 3/8 of an inch thick, and 3/8 of an inch gap between the next one. And it's just a bar screen. We have to have those to block things coming in so it doesn't hit the pumps and destroy pumps. Top 3 things that we collect: baby wipes, tampons, condoms. Top 3 things. They all go in the trash or in a dumpster, which takes to the landfill. Every time.
How big of an industry is that in the United States that we pay for in order to take that stuff to the dump?
In the United States, it's $1 billion industry.
That's how much we cost ourselves, taxpayers, in money because we refuse to pay attention to what we're flushing down the toilet.
Yeah.
Baby wipes, condoms, tampons.
Those 3 things. And I will argue with people with it. I mean, they do say they're flushable, but they are flushable.
They're not biodegradable.
But they're not biodegradable. You can literally flush them. But
they don't break apart.
That's just companies. Companies trying to sell their product is all it is.
And then let's talk about the drug money that goes down the drain they find and they sanitize.
Well, not anymore.
Well, they used to.
We used to. Not anymore.
We got $100 out of this.
You do find drug deals that have gone bad, and you see rolled up 20s, bags of weed
Yeah, he found $100 and cleaned it and sanitized it, and we put it back into circulation.
And I went over there and bought some stuff with it, and it's out somewhere. I mean, most money it's gonna have traces of cocaine
in it
and feces.
Yeah, it's just gross to think about. Humans in general are gross. Let's just put it that way. We are gross.
Don't get me talking about flushables.
Naturally, NC wants to know: have you ever found body parts or anything morbid?
I've never found. Well, I mean, other than bloody tampons. Those get pretty disgusting. We found animals like fish, frogs, catfish. We found catfish that are pretty decent size. So if they're still alive, we'll grab them and put them in the pond in our plant. And,
wait, are they alive?
Yeah, some of them are. Some of them are dead.
Nasty.
I missed a comment.
Now I know why the $100 bill I had months ago smelled like poop.
Yeah. There you go. You're welcome. Skinner just says no about. My grass is getting tall, but still not at all a point yet. Haven't mowed in over a week. Yeah, it's gonna be it. Like it takes it. It depends on how much sunshine and how much grass blades are there for it to do its photosynthesize and get the carbon and grow itself. But sometimes it takes like 2 weeks.
I'm laughing at Dee's comment. Poor old Goldie, little Johnny didn't know he was going to sewer heaven.
Oh, she deleted it of mine.
While we're talking about Naturally NC, so everybody knows every week we do a channel shout out, and it happens to be that this week our channel shout out is Naturally NC. Dee over there is one of my absolute favorite people of all time. She has been a breath of fresh air in the homesteading community. When a lot of us have really good friends that we're close with, obviously we love everybody that comes to our lives and has these conversations with us, and not only lets us rant about things, but they educate us. But Dee is one of those people that, when we were sick, she checked up on us. We talked to her daily on Marco Polo, and she is like the sweet potato queen. And I just really appreciate her for what she is, what she provides for the community. And her personality is just so freaking sweet. So you guys put the link in for Naturally NC. That is our channel shout out for today. I really wanted to highlight her. So we love you, Delicious.
Ditto.
You and your ditto.
Somebody's been lurking.
Fishes. I miss her.
Been lurking, hearing about.
Tell me to take anything away from Donald.
Baby wipes.
Yeah, we've been talking about baby wipes. So yes, that's our live for today. I think we had some fun discussions. You guys really, you bring the questions, and
we finished it on a good note.
And Drops gave me a lot to think about with the Homestead Hub, and yeah, you guys are awesome. So I really appreciate you guys hanging out with us every Sunday night. We will continue the weekly lives for now until we get monetized. We're about 600, I don't know, 690 or something like that left. So we're making our way through the hours, but we are going to try to push over the next month. June 1st is our goal to get monetized, and then we can refocus and figure out if we still want to do weekly lives or bi-weekly or monthly. The goat cams, I might still try to do them as on the sunny days, but Saturday seems to be where we get the most hours. This week we did a bunch of different live goat cams, and Saturday did give us the most hours. So, Breakaway Homesteader, welcome. We're just about to end. I'm sorry. And Stringfield, Teresa. I did get your message on Marco, Teresa. Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
I will say this right here, just going back to my wastewater stuff. We did find a fender coming up the bar spring.
Like
a car fender? A car fender. We're not sure how it got through.
That would have to be like, obviously not down a toilet, like
like a storm drain.
Or something.
Or someone just found a manhole and threw it down in there.
I'm really curious if there have been any, because there's wastewater groups on Facebook that Donald is a part of, and they'll post all kinds of the weird things that they find or deal with. And I'm really curious if people have found body parts.
Yeah, there's one that's an international Facebook group. So you get people, obviously people all the way around the world, and there's thousands of people in the group, and you'll see how wastewater.
Oh, you can see third world country.
Yeah.
Infrastructure. That's interesting. I'm sure they've probably found body parts.
No aliens.
No aliens yet.
That we've, well, let me rephrase it. No aliens that we've recognized. The catfish could be an alien for all we know.
Yeah. Who knows? Anyway, so thank you guys for hanging out with us again. We are trying to get our hours up by June 1st. If you feel like running our channel, we have a playlist called The Whole Shebang, which is everything. Feel like running that, you're more than welcome to. And we will be putting out more content. And watch that video from last night. Give me some feedback on that, because it was an experiment. I want to do something a little bit more cinematic. And I do have 2 more videos that have the footage ready to go. I just got to kind of finish putting it together to go out this week. So we're going to be pushing it this month. You're going to see a lot coming out from us this month and all of that.
Now you can keep the pythons.
Keep the pythons. What about medical waste?
So medical waste is usually from like hospitals. They usually have their own wastewater, like industrial treatment.
Oh, yeah. He does municipal, so residential,
to
I guess. The city of Frederick, Maryland, essentially. That's like a whole city.
That's probably one of the more toxic. This is funny. One of the more toxic things that will go through a wastewater plant and destroy it for a good amount. Milk.
Really? Why milk?
Because it's a big food.
Milk.
It's a big food source that the microorganisms will eat. And
so they won't eat the other stuff.
Well, they'll drain the oxygen out, and you can't keep up with the demand of oxygen, and they'll suffocate.
So don't flush your milk.
So, well,
that would be like dairy farms?
Dairy farms will do it.
Oh.
Like, there's one called Dairy Mate.
Yeah.
They're
local.
Dump milk.
I used to drive by their plant. Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll actually come by, and the wastewater usually is like a light gray or a light brown.
See, this is why Big Bear Homestead talks about how our food system is broken, because our whole infrastructure and how everything relates to each other is so like Band-Aid Frankenstein together. It's ridiculous. I had no idea. Like,
oh, there you go.
What?
Those medical issues, it goes to incinerator.
Oh, yeah, there you go. So there you go. Which makes sense, I guess, because you never know what's contained, especially these days with COVID.
Well, they have I know from being in Maryland, it's medicine, like pills and stuff, are extremely toxic in the water. So they have to be filtered out before their discharge goes to the sewers, that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Keep trying to end the live, and then people ask all these awesome questions.
I'm sorry.
I run a wastewater system for a circuit board producer before. I'm curious of what kind of waste you get from a circuit board producer. I know that he almost applied for wastewater. You did apply for wastewater over at a potato chip plant, 𝙒𝘼𝙄𝙄𝙄 potato chips, but it was for midnight shift and it was less benefits, so he didn't take it.
Well, it was evening and midnight.
Oh yeah.
The evening was more of a glorified custodian, so you were going to be shutting down and cleaning a lot.
Oh.
But he's the guy because they didn't do 24/7.
Oh, okay.
So, but he was like, midnight though, it pays more, but you start off and you're doing more wastewater. So I told him to sell me on it, and he didn't sell me on it. So I told him I'm not going to be able to accept that.
Yeah. What about Smith & Wessons? Like the gun? Like finding a gun?
Yeah.
Or finding bullets?
Yeah, we never found those.
That would be weird.
We find toys every now and then, like baby toys that gets
Kids
flushed.
flushed it down the toilet.
We'll find those a lot.
It's a dinosaur. Roar. By the time you cleaned the water, you were loading tons of toxic waste into trucks.
Yep.
Dude.
That's industrial. That's what Eric does for
Who's
Miller.
Eric? Oh.
Lars.
Yeah, his brother-in-law works for the Miller plant that got shut up last year. he was actually the supervisor of the guy that shot up the plant.
Yeah.
And what sucked about it the most was the plant couldn't shut down. He had to continue working while the bodies were on the floor covered while they were doing the investigation. And he just happened that day to leave work early to go hunting. If he was there, he would have been shot and killed. So thank God for hunting. And yeah, I wouldn't want to deal with that scenario at all. And that's in Wisconsin, the plant out there.
Yeah.
And that's your middle sister's husband.
Yeah.
But anyway, so leaving on a sad note at that point, we will have some videos out for you this week, hopefully 2. And of course, we'll be live next Sunday. And I have no idea what we're going to talk about. We'll figure it out. If you guys have anything you want us to talk about, we'll figure it out. We'll put it out there.
One more comment on wastewater.
Okay.
We're down the street from Fort Detrick
In Maryland. Which has a lot of distributed
research.
Anthrax.
Yeah.
That's where the anthrax scare came from. That was being sent to news reporters back a couple years ago. If you guys remember that.
We had them contact us once and said if it would be all right if we take some of their waste stream. And we were asking them, well, how bad is it? Oh, it's not that radioactive. And we were like, nope. Yeah, we can't handle that. No, we're not facilitated for that.
Well, they actually got in trouble in the 70s. They used to flush Agent Orange in the water system in Frederick. And there's a lot of people that, whatever the sickness is, and Dee may know, that you get from Agent Orange exposure for so long. Like a lot of people had like cancers and sicknesses and stuff. So yeah, I don't think I'd want to take their waste just from that. So who knows what they're flushing. But I feel like we're going down these morbid holes now.
All right, you can end it now.
All right, we're good now. All right, guys. Again, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next week. And yeah, message us anywhere. Email. I check all of it. Email, Messenger, all of that. So.
Oh, another story.
Shut up. All right, guys. We will see you next week. Take care.